Hi, and welcome to lesson number 2 in module number 4. And in this lesson, we will talk about Instagram and primarily how you can do business on Instagram and how you can use Instagram as a traffic source for your primary business. So, first of all, why is Instagram important and why should you use Instagram? More than 20% of Fortune 500 companies are now using Instagram as it is it is the number one social network when it comes to engagement and interactions with your audience, and when it comes to building a brand, having huge amounts of engagement and a really huge engagement rate, you are at the right space. So Instagram is the only social platform, or it isn't the only social platform, but it is the social platform and social network with the highest engagement rates. And you typically can see different profiles and brands on Instagram getting up towards 20 and 30% engagement, but the engagement rate varies between what type of business and what type of profile you have. Do you have really loyal follower base, or do you have a not so loyal follower base? So how can you use Instagram? Instagram can be used in different ways, but the primary one is get followers or build a following, and you can do this by using growth techniques mentioned in an ebook I have, which you can get down below, called Instagram Mastermind. This ebook is a case study where I managed to get 10,000 followers in one single month, and I'm sharing the techniques I used, and I'm also case studying other profiles on where I estimate their revenue according to their engagement rate, their followers, and how many times they post a day. You can also use Instagram to build something called engagement groups, which is built for growth. Engagement groups is a way to expand your reach outside what your normal reach is by creating small groups with people or profiles and with businesses that are around the same size as your profile. So let's say that you have 25,000 followers, and other people in these engagement groups or other businesses within this engagement groups would have between, let's say, 15 and 50,000 followers. So around the same area. And they should also be within the same niche. So these groups are used as a platform where people who have the same goal communicate, discuss, and engage with each other and post for each other. You can also sell and do paid shoutouts. And you can sell shoutouts once you get big enough, and once you have a big enough account with enough or a high enough engagement rate, people will tend to approach you to ask how much it costs them to promote something on your page. You can also do paid shoutouts by approaching people with the amount of followers that you want to reach out to, and make sure that you check their engagement rate. You can also use Instagram as a traffic source, as mentioned, to generate sales and revenue by recommending your products and services on your profile. And then you typically send them through your funnel. So, how do you build a following? The approach to building a following and getting followers is fairly simple. The only backside with this is that it takes time. It takes dedication, and you have to be consistent. If you stop being consistent and stop doing it every day, your progress will stagnate, and if your progress stagnates, you won't find it motivating, and once you're not finding it motivating and giving, you will stop doing it. So you have to do it every single day and staying consistent. But the way you build a following is by basically starting posting images. Depending on your market or your niche, you post different amounts of photos. If you're into the motivation, inspiration, and business niche, you can post up towards 6 times a day. But if you're more into clothing and physical products like watches and anything else except motivation quotes, inspiration, business opportunities, and so on, you post about 1 to 2 times a day. But you have to know that depending on how many times you post a day, you will see different results in growth. The more times you post a day, if you're not posting way too much, you will get more followers. If you post less, you will get less followers. As simple as that. And the next thing you can do is do the follow-unfollow method. Instagram limits your actions every single day, so you can only do or perform 400 actions a day. One action is the same as one follow, one comment, one like, or one unfollow. So that means you can do 400 follows, or you can follow 400 people a day. You can comment 400 times a day. You can like 400 pictures a day, and you can unfollow, or you can unfollow 400 people a day. You can combine them, but you cannot exceed 400 actions a day. But there's one more catch. You can't do more than 50 actions an hour. So you can't go ahead and follow 400 people in 1 hour. You have to split it up. And you have to or you can only do 50 actions an hour, so you can only follow 50 people an hour. These are the safe limits or safe numbers, so that Instagram don't flag your account and end up banning your account. I personally lost a couple of accounts due to this, but these were all motivation and inspiration pages, so it wasn't that much of a downside. But having an account banned is always bad, and it is always horrible to see that you get the message that your account has been banned due to different reasons. So I want you to never exceed, or if you decide to exceed the limit of 50 actions an hour or 400 actions a day, you do that at your own risk. I do not play any part of it. So following people is a great way. And when you follow people, you want to follow people that are recent followers or likers of bigger profiles within your same niche. So if you're into photography, you want to find and map out 10 different profiles within the same category. So 10 other profiles that are into photography, which all of them should have more than 200 to 500,000 followers. So more than that. These are what I like to call the big sharks. And what you want to do when you want to follow the recent likers of the big sharks' recent photos. The reason why you want to follow the recent ones is because they are most likely sitting at their phone at the very moment you have your phone open. So once people like, and with the profiles or the big sharks that have 500,000 followers or more, they get comments, likes, and followers every single minute. So if you were to follow these most recent people, you ensure, or you do whatever you can to ensure that they are still active and sitting on their cell phone. And the same goes for the people that are following the recent followers of big sharks. So you want to follow the most recent likers and followers. The next point is joining engagement groups, and you join engagement groups to get people to shout you out so that you can get followers, so that you extend your reach. You can engage in discussions with your followers so that you can go make a follower not so loyal to making him or her a loyal follower. And you can also run contests to reward. You can do giveaways, you can have polls, you can do paid shoutouts where you basically approach someone, ask them how much they a need for a shout out and you pay that shout out. But I will talk more about the paid shout outs later. But the end goal is basically automation. And automating posting and automating following and actions that you take. So all the things you have to do is engaging in engagement groups and doing paid shoutouts with other people. So how do you build engagement groups? It is fairly simple. You basically reach out to people in the same niche as yourself and ask them if they want to join in on an engagement group, and then you say what the group should be about and how it can benefit them. But imagine if you were approached by someone with the same amount of followers as you. Let's say that you have 25 and that other person had 25, 30. And the person said, hey, would you be interested in forming or joining an engagement groups where we discuss techniques, tips and tricks, as well as posting images that we shout out for each other. If I were to be approached in that manner, I would think, oh, this is a great opportunity. It is a great opportunity where I can expand my reach. For what first? Secondly, I can get to know more people within the same industry so that I expand my network. Third, I get to share tips and tricks with others so that I can learn something to others and I can learn something from others. And there are just a win-win situation. The next thing that you want to do is that when forming these engagement groups, you want to encourage the members to discuss, post for each other each week, and share knowledge so that everyone in the group can benefit from the group. And if you build a strong engagement group, you have basically a network that will help you grow your profile on autopilot. And one of the reasons why I got into the online in the business industry is due to automation. Do it once, let it be, and watch it build and grow automatically. That's a wonderful experience, and that is also something you can do with Instagram. So let's go to the next one. Sell and do shoutouts. When you want to do a shoutout with someone, a paid shoutout, you basically search for people within the same niche as you. And as mentioned, you want to try and find the big sharks. But you can also find the mid sharks, the people that are between your amount of followers and the big ones, because they tend to be a bit cheaper. And when you find and locate and identify these profiles, you want to make sure that they have an average of about 5% engagement. If, let's say, a 100,000 follower profile has less than 2,000 likes on each photo, that means there's a risk. A lot of his or her followers are bought, fake, or that he or she has done a poor job in getting followers. So the followers of those profiles should have more than 5% engagement, because then you get more for the money. And then you ask them for the price and what options you have. A lot of different profiles that do shoutouts tend to have different offers. So some of them says that if you pay, we have different options. You have 4 options. You can have the shoutout stay on our profile for 1 hour, 6 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, or a couple of days. So depending on the length of the shoutout, you have to pay more money. And you can also get packages, so you can do several shoutouts and get a discount for the next couple of ones. So the price is important, and the reason why I want you to list a minimum of 10 profiles and approach 10 profiles is because you want to do some research, and you want to compare the prices that you would get with the different profiles, their engagement rates, and to compare to see what offer is the best offer. And you want to do shoutouts with different people. The reason for this is because if you shout out to one person 10 times, you market to the same audience 10 times, and you want to try to extend your reach as much as possible. And if you do shout outs, if you've done 3 shout outs with the same guy or girl, try finding someone else so that you vary your reach and the people you expand your reach to. So do shoutouts with different people and don't leave all your eggs in one basket. That's also why you want to do a shoutout with different people. And once you do a paid shoutout, you want to promote your profile and your funnel. And as mentioned in the previous module about e-business creation and lesson number 7 about autoresponders, you want to do an email sequence. So once people go through your funnel, they will also receive this email sequence that both build trust and promote your products. So how do you make a revenue? As mentioned, you promote a product and sending people through your funnel. And here's a little clip or a screenshot of the 15-day email sequence for the 3-product funnel. As you can see, on day number 4, 8, and 13 are pitches, and then there are reminders and repeating. So once you do shoutouts, you want to add a link to your bio that sends people to your landing page so that they can subscribe and get enrolled for the email sequence. And that's basically how you use Instagram. You use Instagram as a traffic source, both to brand yourself, build a huge following, and get shoutouts so that you can extend your reach and get new visitors to your landing page and start doing the automatic growth. But there are more to learn. This is just scratching the surface when it comes to Instagram, because there is a limit to how much I can put into one single video. As mentioned previously, I've written an ebook after doing a case study after a 30-day period of building a brand new Instagram account. And after those 30 days, I reached 10,000. After writing this ebook, I gave it to a friend of mine, which is from Sweden, and this was in April. We're now in the middle of November, and in April he started a new account, and it was a motivation account, inspiration account, and quotes account, where you basically add quotes and pictures to make people inspired and motivated. That's the sole purpose of that profile, or the niche at least. And from April until November, he went from 0 to 100,000 followers by using the techniques that are listed in this ebook. Then I have another ebook, or a shorter ebook, that you can read, which is called Instaprofit, and is basically an ebook telling you about how the business on Instagram works and the top niches you can start an Instagram business on and how they work. So you can find both of these ebooks down below in the resources used section. So you can find both of them down in the resources used section. The last thing I want to do is, as mentioned, the end goal is about automation. And what I personally would use when I want to automate Instagram is 2 services. It is one called Instagress, which basically is automated action. And as mentioned, Instagram limits your action to 400 a day, and the actions are following, unfollowing, commenting, and liking. So Instagress is an automated service that does all of this for you, but it costs money. The same goes with Omnipulse. Instagress costs you about $10 a month, or you basically buy hours of running time. So for $9.99 you can get 30 days of running action. But what I typically do is that I schedule it to only work 8 hours a day. And by working 8 hours a day instead of 24, instead of only getting 30 days, I get about 70 to 80 days. So that's a way to decrease your cost. So I think it's cost about 40 cents a day to run. Then we have OnlyPost, which is a service that actually posts images and videos for you. But you have to schedule them, so it isn't 100% automated, but you have to make the images and the videos up front, and you can schedule them, and the service or the app will actually post them for you. By using these two services, you can decrease the time you use and the time you spend on Instagram by about 90%. So instead of actually having to stress with the hours you need to post, taking up your phone, logging into Instagram, opening the app, and actually posting, writing the caption and clicking post, these apps does it for you. So you no longer need to go open the app, go finding profiles, following, and then once you reach the roof of 7,500 followers, which you are following, so there's a limit. As I mentioned, there is a limit that Instagram puts on you, not only on actions, but also how many profiles you can follow, which is the roof that I just mentioned. You can only follow 7,500 people. And once you hit that roof, you can't follow more people. So you have to start unfollowing. And you can start, or you can make so that Instagram unfollows every single day. So you follow, let's say, 300 people a day, and you unfollow 100 people a day. That's 400 actions. So it would take longer time before you start, or before you hit the roof of 7,500 followers if you use that method. So these are the two tools that I use to partially automate everything about Instagram and the growth on Instagram. That's it for this video about Instagram Mastermind or Instagram marketing, and how you can use Instagram to both expand your reach, build your business faster, and getting more traffic. In the next video, we will talk more about the traditional way of doing marketing, which is the pay-per-click or PPC, where we will talk more about Bing ads and why Bing ads is one of the greatest and best traffic sources as of today, November 2016.